敲。嘿，意大利，耶，可以煮 spaghetti 喽。
哇
Pizza，
，lasagna，
其实我蛮想做意大利面的，因为看起来很容易，
可是不容易。
做起来有挑战性。其实我还是老样子，我担心的就是没有办法和老师沟通。老师，你会说华语吗
可能会
？I don't think so.
，you never know。
I also don't know.
可能会，谁说意大利人不会讲华语？
可是华人都不会讲华语呀，为什么意大利人会讲华语？
今天的意大利老师定居本地多年，除了自己设立公司推广意大利文化，他也是多家机构和学府的语文和烹饪导师。
老师，
benvenuti.
意大利菜以丰富多元的味觉著称，多以色彩鲜艳的蔬菜、橄榄油、奶酪和葡萄酒制菜，口味浓郁而调味简单，别具特色。
Hello， 老师好。
Buongiorno， 老师。
Ciao ciao.
哇，可乐，为什么今天你穿老师的桌布？
哎呀，不是桌布，是餐巾布。
Yeah, understand your skirt looks like the tablecloth.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Both your colors are very nice and playful. This is usually the usual tablecloth in Italy and Italian restaurants because we like to have playful colors.
Yes， 你看老师有做功课，用心良苦哈。
哇，not bad, not bad. And today you have two playful people with you, ready to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can welcome me? Can welcome me?
Please be seated. Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
yeah, just.
Wow.
So today you are my guests, and we have something between a formal and an informal Italian meal. The Italian meal has a different order compared to British or other kind of meals. For us, the main meal is always pasta. We call it the first dish. But before the first, we have a lot of starters. We have a lot of antipasti. This is a very typical one. It is the bruschetta. Bruschetta, from Italian, basically means pane bruscato. Pane bruscato is a toasted bread.
我之前就听说了，意大利人呢很爱和人家聊天，很亲切。但我今天见识到了，哇，老师滔滔不绝的话。
Right.
So this is what we're going to be starting with.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes.
I have one question. 可乐，你听得懂吗？
我听得懂 tomato， 然后还有 garlic。对，老师一连串哇讲很长嘞哦。
对。
Sorry 啊，老师啊，my English not so good。叫 I learn。我心惊，人家说你不能改变就接受，所以我只好接受了。这么多集了，我也应该要习惯了吧？老师，在我们喝酒的时候有没有说什么话 cheers 之类的
You must watch each other and then say salute.
？Salute。
Salute means health. So basically, I'm wishing you to have a great health ahead.
健康。
So we want to be formal, I will say with the tongue, but we want to be a bit family way, informal. I will go with my hands, I washed it yesterday. No, I'm joking.
这可以用手的啦。
And we will not put it here because we still keep a bit formal. We will put on a small plate here, which is for the starters.
哦，老师，那我们吃之前是不是也要说些什么吗？
For formal, for family things, we wish to each other to have a nice meal and we say it buon appetito.
Buon appetito。
对，很开胃。我喜欢那个蒜头，
蒜头的味道。
那只是有番茄、蒜头 and basil and olive oil 橄榄油。
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil.
我以为会比较清淡，没有那么多味道，但是一口咬下去，哇，味道很浓郁哎。
Because basically, for all these kind of starters, we toast the bread and then we put some different toppings.
而且我听过，是不是以前人可能没有用盘来装食物，是用面包来放食物的？
True, in the past, especially in times of ancient Romans, they used bread as a plate. And same for towels. In the past, they didn't use towels, but they used a piece of bread to clean their mouth after eating.
哦，then clean already, then eat 啊。
Hopefully not their face. And after that, eating the bread. We call it scarpetta. Scarpetta means a small shoe. We finish pasta and we still have the sauce, which is the most important. And later we clean it with our bread slice. And it is a must. You don't do in formal dinners, basically.
But like in a, you know, in like a family meal like ours, right?
老师 eat after bread is what? Let's excited.
Normally after antipasti we would have the main dish, which is the primo. We will have our second dish, which is normally meat, chicken piccata, pollo al limone, lemon sauce. The side dish, Russian salad.
Wow, very smelly, very smelly, very smelly.
So we'll go.
很
Not
Okay.
smelly.
很像怎么样？
像 fragrant.
啊，我也可以这样，可以沙拉。哦，它是偏酸
酸
的。
的，
We use salt, pepper, and Italian wine vinegar.
Oh, Italy true. That's what I taste.
而且我真的觉得老师搭配的很好，颜色很好看。
And the texture is very interesting. 有些是很软，有些是很 very crunchy 很脆。可是老师，为什么那个名字是 Russian salad 啊？
This one that we call the Russian salad is in Germany is called the Italian salad. So everywhere else in Europe, everybody calls in a different way.
Now, how about the chicken piccata? What did you call it just now?
Pollo al limone. How to keep it soft? I marinate it with the salt, pepper, and I flour it.
这个鸡肉 it's like butter chicken. Butter 的味道是 it's very rich.
很香。
Yes, yes.
对，然后有点柠檬的酸酸，重点是我觉得它的鸡肉的口感很软，
很软，对对。
很软。
那我们吃完了这个鸡肉，还有我们的 side dish, right? 沙拉，我们可以喝这个吗？
This is the dessert wine, which is a very sweet liquor wine, usually accompanied with the dessert.
Dessert, right?
yeah.
Where's our dessert?
Our dessert is waiting for us because now we will prepare but together.
Now prepare together.
Should.
来，我们要吃甜品，就要先苦后甜，自己做。
对，这是我们第一次做甜饼，
没有错，不用切，
不用动吧？
所以非常容易，对不对，老师？
We'll see.
我很喜欢吃甜品，尤其是提拉米苏，所以我很开心今天可以学。
We need to separate the egg yolks from the egg white.
这是可乐最喜欢的东西。啊
还没有熟哎。
！Oh no！
Very kind.
啊，very good！
You're an expert, huh?
啊
好。
哦，最难的是把那个蛋的蛋黄和蛋白分开，真的要小心。
Okay, you must be careful to the shells. Just
Okay.
don't throw the shells inside.
OK，
Very good and brown.
Just let the yellow.
Yes. So how many more?
6 eggs
Six
total.
eggs.
And this will be for 6 to 8 people.
Let's go.
Do, please.
just 不要弄破。
But the good point is they didn't break.
Actually，我一个那个蛋黄啊很破，是我的，可是我没有讲。他真的有进步，以前他不会弄蛋的，今天他很好嘞，每个都没有破。在 studio no guarantees, but we'll try our best. Uh-oh, we've got a broken one already.
别理，放进去，那个蛋黄会进来这里。
Oh, so good. I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
This is the first test.
Because we input a lot.
Okay, very good. So now we prepare the cream. We need the egg yolks, sugar, 30 to 40 grams. The moment I pour the sugar, and we start immediately to whisk it. Or you prepare a pastry, is always going one side. Okay, this is good.
Okay.
This is good enough. Let's go now with the white yolk.
Why you?
This is quite easy if you have this. We put it here. What else do we need to do now?
Put some.
No.
On the sweet.
Yes, correct. Wait. Very good. You pass. Very, very good. We start average middle speed. How do we check if it's done? The moment that we don't see any liquid anymore, then the foam is quite solid. But let's see how it goes.
What are you doing?
You see, it's not falling down anymore.
Oh, that means it's done.
It's well done. Once you flip it completely and it's not dropping, it means it's completely well done. But we don't need to do it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I think done.
Yes. So, the egg yolk. Now we add the sweet, smooth, creamy cheese. Mascarpone
Mascarpone.
cheese. So the mascarpone is from the cow milk. Tiramisu itself has a meaning in Italian.
Yeah, what is it?
Tirare means pull me up. Something like you are down because you are tired, you have
Fall
no
down, I fall
strength,
down.
energy.
She says tiramisu.
You can
pull
say
me
you can say
up.
tiramisu and then yes, I pull you up.
Oh,
Tiramisu me.
Tiramisu.
I'll pick her up 5 hours later after I make the tiramisu.
Good. Now we can add the marsala. This kind of wine, very sweet and strong. Okay, this is done. Very good.
Very
Very good. We need the layer of the biscuits.
Oh, biscuit.
can we try this? What does it taste
You can
like?
try. It's, and I use a lot for pastry.
蛮甜的哦，没有牙齿的人可以吃。
因为很软嘛。
很软。
They are fluffy. They will soak with coffee. I will show you how much to soak it.
What
Because
coffee?
otherwise it can solve. We use Italian
Espresso.
Yes, the Italian
But,
espresso.
but not,
with the
not cappuccino.
not cappuccino. No.
No 3 in 1啊。
Any coffee you like, you might use. Of course, it's better if it has cooled down because very hot coffee will cook the egg composition here.
哦，如果咖啡太热，鸡蛋会熟。
We will keep the sugar side up and we will soak it by the other side. So that's done.
我以为是放在这里，然
Yeah.
后去做别的东西。Okay, so we've got like an irregular shape here, so we can break it now, right?
Yes. So now we go and pour the cream on top of it. So the cream will cover the empty spaces.
So it's even. So 每个人吃都有那个 cream，还有那个饼干。
Now we go with 2 layers. Now you can go directly on the other side, yes. Now it should go for night in the fridge.
One night? We don't have that sort of time.
Yes, in this case, we put it for a while in the freezer, half an hour, 1 hour, and after that, you can put in the normal fridge.
Tiramisu 好像 quite 容易。
而且经过我们身经百战，累积了这么多经验，这一集呢做提拉米苏简直是小菜一碟。 学什么菜呢？
Idali mien, we do a special recipe, amatriciana recipe.
老师 how many types of pasta are there in Italy?
According to a general counting of pasta, we have 1,350, 1,400 different shapes of pasta.
1000多种的时候我晕了，到底我们要煮哪一种？印度餐叫我们去分那个香料，不要叫我们自己也要分意大利面的种类吧？
Today we go with the classic, we go with the spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
啊，very good，very good，
Very
就
good,
是这个
very good.
pasta 就对了
Yeah,
啊。
I chose a three-color pasta.
有 size 的对吗？老师，这个是什么 size？
They go on thickness,
Oh,
so they are
thickness.
different numbers. This one is number 6.
Wow, then
Yeah.
number one must be so thin. 那这个是什么啊？
This meat is guanciale, basically the pork cheek.
猪夹肉 pork cheek.
It's a curated meat. The inside is a lot of fat, but this is what we need because basically this fat is very tasty.
我觉得我们有学怎么样切 at least gain the experience of like cutting different things, and then in different ways. Like that, is this supposed to be thinner or like this is okay? These strips are okay, right?
Yes, okay, maybe a bit thinner like this.
一点难切这个，因为是很油。
I ask you online to cutting 哦 how many you give? 10 is full.
We always give a bit for improvement, 9.95.
哇，have 嘛
What?
，so high 嘞！
Obviously，老师说了吗？
哦，
Going to prepare the sauce, we might need to grate the pecorino a bit.
I like the hard cheeses.
This is a hard cheese from the sheep.
够了吗，老师？
妈
enough？
，is that enough?
Later we will grate directly on the pasta
Oh,
itself.
okay.
So we are warming the pan and we add a very bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Put the meat.
Because we want the oil from the meat.
Yes. You see the color is changing. What is the color we want to have? Is kind of brownish yellow color.
哎，真的是，它会出很多油哎。
刚才老师只是放很少油。Then now, wow, so much. The whole pan is full of 油。
And this is what we want for this very rich of taste recipe. Maybe not the healthiest one, but for sure once a while you can enjoy it. So for the next step, we put the
The pomodoro sauce.
pomodoro sauce. So this is a special tomato. This is a San Marzano. We break them a bit, but in the original recipe, it will show there are some pieces of tomatoes.
明白。
So we season it a bit of salt. It's around 5 grams. Black pepper. They will cook a bit. So as you see now the water is boiling. This is the moment they will add salt. And after that we can add our pasta.
Open it like a flower。
Yes, like a flour.
大家只放它下面就软了，软了它自己会滑下
对
去。，
不可以。Number one rule，不可以弄断那个 pasta。
Understandable。
The pasta, we Italians tend to do it just right when we say it al dente, basically sticking to the teeth.
like 不可以太软，也是不可以太硬。意大利人 they're very precise, you know, they're very fussy, very particular about this. 那个 pasta 应该是 al dente，我们一定要 achieve 那个。
How we see if a pasta is ready? Basically, you see inside here, if there is still a white dot, it's still not completely cooked. This is good, it's just right.
我眼花，我看不到那个小白点怎么办？So difficult。
Basically, we mix together the pasta with the sauce. We can add the pecorino. Now we can add the same, the guanciale on top of it. So we can also ground a bit more of the pecorino.
那就好了，我们就可以吃喽。
Buon appetito！
哇！老师，这个 cheese 不需要搅拌吗
Yes, we will. I understand what you mean.
So you forget 哈。
我们要学怎么样吃那个意大利面。
Usually we do like this. Just turn.
Oh, so you do? Oh, you turn it like that.
Yes.
If I want to use spoon to eat spaghetti, can?
Yes, for children we allow them, but usually it helps when you need to prepare pasta. You might use like that, but normally we don't need it. We just do only with the form.
这样吗？可以吗？ Is it like this? Is it too long?
This one's a bit too long.
原来我吃 pasta right all these years right 我已经晚21岁 right actually 是错了 I've always used the spoon but the spoon never goes into the mouth right
No.
我第一个知道的就是这个面条的嚼劲，它有硬度，我觉得最难拿捏的。
al dente
这个肉好像我们肉搓面的猪油渣，因为它脆，一咬下去它好像有那个油脂噗出来这样。
and it's like 刚才老师煮的时候用很多那个番茄 sauce right 可是你吃的时候不是太酸不是太咸配那个猪肉 like it balances it out right
好啦，现在我们就要试试我们心心念念的甜品提拉米苏。
好吧
那个 cheese 哦，真的是很香甜，很丝滑哎。
吃的时候 like it's still very light
是
very refreshing I don't know it was so easy to bring the taste of a restaurant into your home
我觉得我们很有信心，老师对我们有没有信心？
Yes.
yes
毕竟我们身经百战，累积了这么多经验，但是我还是觉得50%，哎，50呢就是谦虚、用心、努力的去做。老师，明明这是一间 cafe， 你有没有带我们来错地方？
But this is not only a cafe. Let me show you.
哇，这里卖的都是意大利的食品。
Okay, so let's see what we have. We have a lot of very good food here. Pasta, homemade, risotto. We have the savoiardi, which is the biscuit that we'll use for our tiramisu. They are original and natural ingredients. So basically it's just egg yolk, egg white, and flour.
so is there a history to this
Yes. This was something that the royal family used to eat every day because it's a kind of very light biscuit.
So we will be feeding these to our royalty, our 嘉宾 right?
我还看到了一个很熟悉的食材，
Yes.
对，我们的番茄酱。
You know we have a very huge variety of tomatoes in Italy, more than 330. This is the best tomato, the only tomatoes that you use for official certified Italian pizza.
Yeah, can you explain this name to me?
Okay, Nocera is a village in southern Italy. So they indicate, they show the exact area this tomato comes from. Because the soil, the area is very important for the final product. This is quite sweet and has almost no seeds, vitamins. It is extremely rich.
Okay, so Pomodoro's tomato, San Marzano is the type of tomato.
Yes.
And this is where it's from.
Yes.
Pomodoro, San Marzano, del Ago, San Nerni, no Chernito, Dom.
So what is this?
Cheese!
This is the cheese we use, Pecorino Romano.
Pecorino Romano.
对
Yeah.
That's good, right?
Okay, she must come to Rome.
Yeah. Because all roads lead to Rome anyway.
Yes. Pecorino, the name is from pecora. Pecora means sheep.
哦，绵羊咩？
Black sheep, yes.
你说看绵羊 马。
No, Master. Anyway.
老师，我有个问题，你看这个冰箱里面这么多种，然后你偏偏就选这个 cheese。
We choose this one because it's quite rich and salty, so gives a lot of flavors to the pasta. Furthermore, this is also the recipe of amatrice, amatriciana, the one we do.
哦，
因为那个 recipe 是很久以前，like hundreds and hundreds of years ago，他们是用这个，so don't change。
哦，就是流传到现
对
在。
，it's a tradition. Okay, so 我们买这个。好。
Yes, you have something more. So we are going to use this Parma ham. You know what is this?
No, we're not going to use this Parma ham. 我们有用这个吗
没有，我们的食谱没有，我们拿我们 notebook 出来看。
？Yes.
没有
Let me look at my notebook. 没有。
We are going to use this for a very nice and simple and fast recipe, a starter. Crostini al prosciutto. Are you okay? If it's very simple and very fast.
OK，
Let me think about it. Okay, fine.
Parma ham is made from the meat of the pig. It's seasoned meat and is rich in salt, but it's also a very strong meat flavor.
老师讲 simple 吗？
他们每次讲 simple，可是 always 很难。
不管是难还是 simple，我们都会做成很难，所以没有关系。
That's true.
Yes, yes. Simple, simple, eh?
Yeah, promise.
Promise, promise, eh?
那我们就拿这个吧。阿来，
怎么？
我们一定不可以让我们的来宾呢有这个表情，一定要是这个表情。
对，开心的表情
对，。好吃的表情。我今天非常有信心，我一定会把所有的菜都煮的完美。
Buon appetito.
Potato，let's go。首先你要做什么呢？
我们做甜品
Tiramisu。 好，我们要分鸡蛋。
Okie dokie.
我们要放7粒鸡蛋呢，是因为老师跟我们说过，可能我们要让它更 creamy。
Creamier, thicker, right? Uh-oh, we've got a broken one already.
你放进去，那个蛋黄会进来这里。
And then, don't waste it, don't waste it. 这里还有 And then,
当然完全没有问题，只是有了一点小插曲。蛋白倒入这个容器。
But why you aiming at me?
来，我觉得差不多了，你看打到这样不会出来。Done。
Yay, very good.
OK，
哎，我们没有做过甜品 right?
是我们没有做过甜品，
Actually, in my mind, right? 我觉得甜品是很难做的，可是我觉得 tiramisu 是不错啦，不是很难，
好手，
手很累 right?
手很酸，所以我觉得做什么菜色都不容易，很自豪，很有满足感。因为这是我们一步一脚印，就是用我们的徒手去搅拌成这样子的状态。
你搅拌那个蛋黄是很舒服 ，you know, it's soft, it's luxurious, it's very relaxing, not like 东坡哇东坡，
安来，
哇，
掉出来了。那我们要把这个酒精给加进去。
哎。Tell you at the end of the day, right, my right arm's gonna be bigger than my left arm.
来，好了。
那我们现在要加这个蛋白 and 蛋黄 and everything.
我觉得我做提拉米苏前所未有的轻松，而且享受。
I wasn't that stressed about the whole thing. 因为有时候我不喜欢 ，like I'm so stressed that I'm like, 哦，为什么我要做这个？为什么？因为这么难呢，我记不要 next step 是什么？今天我享受那个 the process, right? A little bit more. If I can make it, you can make it.
好，来，我们赶快把它放进冰箱。希望呢，我们来宾来的时候，我们可以呈现最好的提拉米苏。
Of course.
Let's go.
Let's go. Then I drop it.
今天我们要做意大利面。
对，那我切这个关架嘞。
好的，我们要煮600 gram 的意大利面，所以我们要600 ml 的水。
It's not 600, it's 6,000.
呀，你看。
呀，
可是你觉得水有关系吗？就是多少面条要多少水是有关系的吗？
老师跟我们讲那个 ratio, so there must be a 关系。
So we have prepared our 4 liters of water here. Just let it boil. So anyway, we'll use 400 grams of it.
OK， 那我们就量了啊。我先把它倒过来。
为什么你在？
哎，我就因为我要6000吗？所以我就500到1000咯。
OK，
4000、5000、6000，12次。OK， 其实我知道水最重要就是把面条煮熟嘛。我知道不能太少水，那也不用太多水。你看要满了啦，有这么多吗
，OK 啦。
10而已耶。
Okay, just use
10就
that
满
then.
了
Okay, fine.
不用这么多吧。
Okay, I think as long as there is enough for the noodles to be completely submerged.
Yes。
using common sense, OK， 真的是很多水了，应该是可以的。老师教我们可能是一个 guideline，but not a rule。
盖着比较快。
OK， 那个肉切好了。
OK， 这里是600 gram 的意大利面。
那个 cheese， 哇 I think tonight right， 我的这个
有 muscle 了
有 muscle 了，我的右手有 muscle。
不疗愈，好累哦！你看安来，
Yeah, see all my veins all pop out already.
炒肉啦，
炒肉对，
要烤到怎么样呢？
我们要烤到金黄色。
其实我真的很开心看到我们一起进步，我们现在可能可以互相提醒对方，团队精神，友谊第一，团结就是力量。
很酸 right，
很酸，我觉得可以放1小茶匙。
糖 right，
Should I add more salt？ 要加盐吗？
盐啊，不用了啦，我觉得 OK， 因为等下确实还是有味道。然后我这里的面条也放了一点盐。
Okay, I still think we could add a bit more.
OK， 为什么你觉得还要放多一点盐？
因为那天我们学 right， 我们也是放一个小汤匙，那今天我们现在煮比较多，
不如等一等，等我的面条放进去了之后，你 cheese 放进去了之后，再来。
OK。
给我看还有多少分钟？还有40秒。
Be careful, you. Wait.
我看安奈很帅嘞，英雄救美。
If you 那个白色还不熟，
对，有一个圆，有一个圆。
，it has to be still crunchy because it's going to be cooked in here
对
too.，
可以。好了，安奈，我过去啦。6分钟之后的面条，哎，
Actually, I think it's 够了。那真的是很多 right？
对，
I think 够了。
因为老师说煮熟了之后，时间到了，马上就要拿出来了，不然怕太软。然后我不管3七21，我就赶快往外夹。
够了啦。
夹去了吗？一点一点夹，
OK，然后我们是用只是
一
放
半一半，
right？
对。原来是不是很难炒？
Yeah， 我有一点 like flashback to 那个娘惹炒菜 and that disaster。
是这个锅太小，还是因为你的菜放太多？
太
给你来。
OK， 谢谢。我只有放了一半，you know。
煮杂菜哦，是要 有些汁的，没有汁的话就不可以算是那样的榨菜了。
The tama, when you want to eat, then you put in. Don't let it boil and boil together because you will soak up all the gravy.
很烫。
我觉得是 al dente，
有口感呢，有嚼劲。
呀，可是一点酸，你觉得吗？
OK，
你觉得一点酸
我
吗？
赞同你，可以放多一点盐。
啊，see finally，可以加多一点盐。
可以一点点哦。最后我们要放肉，还有撒上 cheese。噔噔，满意吗？
满意。
那我们就完成了我们的番茄意大利面。
对，那我们还要去冰箱拿我们的 tiramisu， 还有
烤面包 ，Let's go。
要放这个
好
，right？Cocoa
是
powder。我们放那个 cocoa powder， 哇，很美，right？It's so even。And then 你切的时候，right？那个 cocoa powder will move， 会动 ，and it will be uneven。It was so beautiful before, and then now what am I doing? I'm destroying it. And then when you're gonna scoop it out， 哎呦！ 要拿出来的时候，这真的是很难，因为这么软。The kitchen is just cocoa powder everywhere, okay?
今天我们还会做一道前菜，这道前菜呢是老师之后给我们的食谱，名字叫做 crostini 火腿面包。做法非常的简单，只需要拿乳酪，放上小面包，放进烤箱里烤，之后拿出来放上火腿，这样就好了。
现在我们有前菜、主菜和甜品，完美。
胡椒粉，放点油。
Beauty。
好，这样就完成啦。这是我们的前菜 crostini。
对。哦，Buongiorno。
Buongiorno cara, hai like.
今天的3位嘉宾是热爱自身文化和传统的意大利朋友 Omar Basaldi， 因工作而对意式料理有进一步认识的主持名嘴李腾，以及吃遍各地美食，先生还是个意大利大厨的 Lin。
她的老公是意大利人，对不对？嗯，对啊。
米其林。
米其林哎！
不好意思，我们只是冰淇淋。
我懂可乐比较少煮了。哇，你们这么敢请人家米其林来，你们确定吗？
这里是做慈善的，你们知道吗？
真的
要存好心，说好话。
没有，这代表说他们对自己的厨艺有信心。
那我们吃之前，我们是不是要说一些什么呢？
对，我们要讲这个。OK，all together。Buon appetito。
OK，亲亲。
亲
啊
亲亲，
我会，亲亲我会。
亲亲。
来最喜欢的亲亲。
而且要看眼睛，要看眼睛啊！
啊，对，要看眼睛。
亲亲啊！
这个 Parma ham 呢，这个 temperature 是很好的。Parma ham 呢，从冰箱拿出来15分钟、20分钟，给它 go to room temperature， 这个感觉你吃得到它的那个鲜甜。
那面包没有弄很干哎，我觉得很好哎，因为有些这种算是 baguette 对不对？很干很难咬啊。
嗯，很像面包羹这样。
对，我就讲会不会很难咀嚼？
我知道为什么，它有放橄榄油是吗 ？Before 你
对
呀，所以有软化了，所以我就咬下去，哎，刚好就可以搭配那个 cheese， 搭配那个 Parma ham， 对不对？所以我觉得这个刚刚好。
腾哥真赏脸，你看
我有
吃完
surprise 到哎，我刚刚第一口下去，我真的有 surprise 到。
It's good. Olive oil, in Italy we have a lot from north to south. The cheese also, it's okay. I think soft. I personally like soft, not like...
like hard cheeses you mean?
Yeah, hard cheese. So, approve.
Yes， 这个只是那个 antipasti 哇，还有。
对，这个只是前菜，现在我们要拿主食来给你们吃。
哇，你很用心嘞。
当然，我们煮了3天3夜呢。
对，因为有3个 course。
是腾哥的。 你看安莱拿特别慢，因为
No,
他
I'm really.
叠的特别高。
我怕那个跌倒，我们的 pasta 跌倒。
你们还有放心思摆盘啊？
真的还有在摆盘。
对啊。
味道其实还可以，但是如果可以改进的话，我觉得稍微味道重一点点。
哦，还要重一点，是那个番茄的味道吗？
我说已经太重，
哦，
不要再重。
我听到再重一点，
我说稍微重一点点，意思是蛮重的。
OK，
有点偏咸啦。你用这个猪肉，然后加上那个 cheese， 其实有点太多了。因为那个 cheese 本身就已经有咸味了。
Pecorino is pretty salty, you know, so it's something that you need to balance. It's okay, this one a bit salty, we can feel.
Wait, can I ask you a question? When you were cooking the pasta, boiling the pasta, did you add salt in the water?
Yes.
You already added salt to the water, so it helps to create the flavor already. Yeah.
所以不用再加盐了，是吗？是这个
And
意
did
思。
you keep pasta water on the side?
No.
So that's the little trick that people don't know. When you cook the pasta, the water that you boil the pasta, you have to keep it on the side.
Okay.
Because when you are cooking the dish, you use the water to make the whole dish a bit more glossy, a bit more sticky, and the sauces will stick onto the pasta.
是比较 starchy 啊。
Yes, it's starchy water, and the water also has salt. So it is already, you know, it's a great
Like
magic.
高汤这样啦。
It's a magic miracle water that you use to add into your pasta.
哇，你是喜欢加水，真的可以加耶！
我应该加水。
那我们一直加番茄，加盐，加番茄。
So in the end, it's a bit dry, maybe, no? So also another trick is to put like a spoon of oil directly in the water, in order to avoid the pasta will stick together.
然后呢，100% for effort.
effort。
哦，谢谢。
我们有很用心的做。
对，我吃得到。
摆盘也是很
对
很
对，
不错，
摆盘也是。
Pass。
Yeah, I think almost fun.
Almost. So
Yeah.
maybe 4.99999999999.
Close.
very close。
是的，我们做了主食之后呢，我还有一个甜品要请你们吃。
哦呀，我们第一次
做甜品。
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Dessert time 甜品。Tiramisu。
Pass.
可以去意大利了。
Very pass.
这个条蛮耶，哦有 good。
Because if it's liquid, it splash down. But this one is a bit vertical, solid, so it's okay.
我觉得这道做得很棒，真的很好。
哎，我觉得3道这一道最好哎，但你们这个拿捏很好，而且不会太甜，
还有苦味，
不会太甜，
还有苦味。
苦味反而我是喜欢吃稍微苦一点的，但是你们这个不会太苦是 OK， 所以你们这个是很适合大众吃。
哇，那么开心呢，我们就来 chip。
Also chip chop.
我觉得今天嘉宾给的很多金玉良言，我学到很多。虽然林姐姐呢有一直在说我们可以进步很多，进步什么地方，但是她最后说了一句，看到了我们的用心，我就觉得就是值得了。
我觉得我们的 teamwork 也是比较好。喂。
我们没有讲，哎，你要做这个，我做这个，这样自己就做自己的东西，来做一个 combine 在一起。
I mean in the end 不是很好，but 我觉得那个 process at least 我们没有很烦，很有压力，又要想 like what the next step is. You know, we're more relaxed.
Confident 也是你 confident。
Confident, yes, confident and chill.